Let's cut the bullshit and let's set the record straight. Let me show them how it should be done. Let me do things my way. Fuck AFTVFC. You have no idea what you have started.
Hello boys and girls, welcome to my preview of BATE Borisov against Arsenal this Thursday. The real European competition starts. Europa League, eh? Not much we can do other than probably win it. And then we guarantee Champions League football next season. And then we guarantee going to some of the big names in Europe. With all due respect to BATE Borisov, it was nice last year. It was nice to experience the places that you're not used to going to. But now, no. Get me back in the Champions League. Give me Bayern Munich. Give me Barcelona. Give me Real Madrid. Anything but the Europa League. And on top of that, you get bantered when you're in the Europa League. I can't be dealing with it anymore. We've got two ways of getting out of it. That's by finishing fourth, or we win the Europa League. And then we don't have to put up with this again next season. Unless, of course, we go in the Champions League, finish third in our group, and drop down into the Europa. Anyway, what can we expect from this game? BATE Borisov. Of course, we played them twice last season, and we scored 10 goals over the two games. We scored 4 out in Minsk, and we won 6-0 at the Emirates. And my trip to Belarus last time was quite memorable. I decided to fly into Lithuania and thought I will get a car from Lithuania into Belarus. We got to the Belarus border. We were refused entry because we didn't have the required visas. We were then put back in a different taxi, sent all the way back to Lithuania airport, where we were told basically go home. I then went on my phone. Lee Gunner is over the other end of the airport doing his nut. My brother's over one other side of the airport doing his nut. And I found a flight into Belarus. But there was a catch. Because it wasn't from Lithuania airport. And yeah, we had to get a taxi around about 250, 300 miles away. I'm trying to think where the hell it was again. I can't remember. But it was about 300 miles away. I had to pay 200 euros for that. We then got on a flight to Belarus, got into Belarus, watched the game. While I was out there, I found out my son was playing for Stevenage, and during that game, he suffered a broken leg. And I couldn't get back, and he had to have surgery to have plates and pins inserted into his leg. On the way home, we couldn't get the flight that we originally planned, as you have to go out of Belarus the same way you go in. So we had to get a flight from Belarus airport to the Ukraine, and then from the Ukraine to Gatwick. Then when we got to Gatwick, my car was in Luton, so I had to get a train from Gatwick to Luton and go home. Nearly 72 hours later, hardly any sleep, but we won. And I got Reece Nelson's shirt at the end of the game as well. So yeah, not a bad trip all round, but this time I'm going direct. Straight there, straight back, no detours. I've learnt my lesson. Now, BATE Borisov, they're top of the league in their division, and I know it's not the most competitive league, with all due respect to them, but they've only lost 3 games all season, and they're very comfortable at the top, to be quite honest with you. Now, a player that you may recognise during this game, Alexander Hleb. He is back playing for BATE Borisov, and I'm sure most of you will remember who he is, and he left Arsenal for pastures new. The grass was greener at Barcelona. Didn't quite work out how he felt it would. But listen, we'll give him some respect, and he's done some good things for the club. So, yeah, there we go. Arsenal, what do I expect? Well, our next league game is not until next weekend, so I would go full strength and get the job done, hopefully, because this is where it gets, you know, to the business end now. We're in the knockout stages, so no room for error. So with that said, let's go and get into my predicted 11, and I'm going to go with the 11 that I would like to see, not what I feel Unai Emery would pick. Starting off in goal, Leno. Now, I know that Cech will probably come in, but like I said, this is my team selection. We're not in the FA Cup, we're not in the Carabao. It's just the Premier League and the Europa. Go with your strongest side. Leno is our best goalkeeper. That's what I would go with. Going into the back four, starting off on the right-hand side, I'd play Cole Jenkinson, a natural right-footed player. It's not a disservice to Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I would just go with Jenkinson for this game and give him a tryout and see how he does. So that's what I would go with. In the centre defence, first of all, I'm going to go with Mavropanos. And a good opportunity for him to get a game, a good opportunity for him to, you know, try and show Emery that he can do the business. And yeah, I'd be looking forward to seeing him, that's for sure. So I would go with Mavropanos. Alongside him, I'm going to go with Laurent Koscielny, captain. And brilliant performance from him the other night. And yeah, we need a captain's performance. And I think that he will do well alongside Mavropanos. And he'll be the experienced player that can guide him. On the left-hand side of that four, I'm going to go with Nacho Monreal. And I've said this so many times in my previews, he's a better defender than Kolasinac. Kolasinac is a better forward than Nacho. But as we're going with a flat four, I'm going to go with Nacho Monreal. In the centre midfield, we're going to have two sitting in that four. First of all, I'm going to go with Lucas Torreira. I've got no problems with this whatsoever. Like I said, we've got a nice little rest. We could probably rest him next week if we get the job done, you know, in this game. And then we've got the Premier League game. So, yeah, no problem with this. And I'm going to go with Lucas Torreira. Next up, I'm going to bring back Granit Xhaka for this game. I'm going to give Guendouzi a little rest. He's played really well the last couple of games, so I'm going to give him a rest for this one. Granit Xhaka, I presume, is back. He had an injury and whatnot, groin injury, but he is back in training, so I'm presuming he will be ready for this one, and that's what I'm going to go with, Granit Xhaka. Going to move to the attacking three that sit in front of that two. First of all, on the left-hand side, I'm going to go with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Going to bring him back. He was ill at the weekend. He's back in training and everything, so I presume that he will play this game. And that's what I'm going to go with. In the middle of that three, I'm going to go with Mesut Ozil. Again, a player that was apparently ill at the weekend. And I'm presuming that he will be fine as well. So that's what I'm going to go with, Mesut Ozil in that role. On the right-hand side of that three, I'm going to go with Denis Suarez. A perfect opportunity to give him a start now. He's had a few minutes in the last couple of league games. But this is, you know, like I said, the perfect opportunity for him to actually play and start and show us what he's all about. So that's what I'm going to go with, Denis Suarez. Up front as the main striker, Alexandre Lacazette. Absolutely no problem with this selection whatsoever. And yeah, he just needs to go and get himself some more goals as well. He's playing really well, and I think that he'll play a lot better with Aubameyang back in the side and everything else, because he looked a little bit quieter, shall we say, against Huddersfield without Aubameyang there. But it's an opportunity for him to get some goals and to keep boosting his confidence. I think his confidence is quite high at the moment, to be quite honest with you. Like I said, he's playing well. And yeah, no problems with starting him. I was tempted to play Eddie Nketiah, but like I said, let's get the job done. We haven't got a game this weekend, so there's no reason to rest players. And then the next game is BATE Borisov again next week at the Emirates. If we get the job done in this game, then we can rest players for that before we play the league game at the weekend. So yeah, no problems whatsoever with playing Lacazette. You look at the bench, of course, you think of players like Smith Rowe that have gone out on loan now, so they're not going to be involved. But it's an opportunity for maybe the likes of Saka, the young lad, maybe Cech Medley, obviously Nketiah, to all be on the bench and maybe get a run out, dependent on how the way the game's going. So, of course, there'll be some experience there as well. Maybe Aaron Ramsey, maybe Mohamed El Neni. maybe Mustafi, who knows. So we've got a strong enough side to take out there. And I'm expecting a win. I'm expecting a convincing win. I'm expecting a good performance. And like I said, let's go out there. Let's get the job done. I know you can't take anything for granted in football, but I feel that, yeah, if we score 3 or 4 like we did last year when we went to BATE, then the tie's already over and we can relax in the second leg. And this is where things really start to get heated. And, you know, you start playing some big sides and, yeah, there's all to play for. So there we go. That is it. That is my preview. That is my predicted lineup. I've gone for a lineup that I would like to see. As usual, let me know in the comment section whether you agree or disagree. There'll be a match day vlog whilst I'm out there. I'll be doing an extended one. There'll be a couple actually. I'll be doing one of my first day out there, then the actual match day itself. And then there'll be a player ratings as well. So yeah, over to the players now really. I'm hoping Emery puts a strong lineup out and I'm hoping we get the job done. So until the match day vlogs, I'll see you a lot soon. I'm out of it.